Family. So, like I said, welcome to all of you. My name is Brittany Francis, and truly, we want to say welcome to our family. If you were asked, have you been patched yet? And you had no idea what that meant, then welcome. Welcome, because we were asked exactly 2 years ago today, have you been patched? And we had no idea that our family's life was about to change forever and ever. And so, my prayer, the person that invited you, if you're not part of the family already, our prayer is that tonight you are filled with hope. You are filled with hope that this technology might be something that is going to be an answer to a prayer that you might have. Okay, so do you understand that this technology is in the world of stem cells? Okay, so really important for you to understand because it is not our job to cure chronic diseases or illnesses. This technology merely allows your body to place itself in the optimal position for your body to begin to do what your body was created to do, which is fix itself. Okay, so I want you to understand that your story is going to be completely different than the person that invited you, their story. Okay, so quickly, let's talk about LifeWave. LifeWave has been around for over 20 years. So you're not hearing about a company that's new. Okay, because the testimonies that you're going to hear, you're going to go, this sounds too good to be true. It's not. Okay, I want you to know it's absolutely not. But important for you to know, sorry, I want to make sure that my computer's plugged in. Important for you to know that this company, originally the technology that LifeWave created, that David Schmidt created, was actually created for the US military. They began to utilize this technology, and then Stanford University got wind of it. They began to utilize a technology that fed into the X39, which is what we're talking about tonight. They began to utilize this on their swimmers, on their athletes, and that was the birth of LifeWave. So this is not something that is not proven. We did win the Stem Cell Innovation of the Year award with the X39 and the Cellergize together. So this is not just like, oh, it might work. Okay, there's 70 global patents. Okay, and truly, out of thousands of different companies, our company won. And so it's really incredible. Okay, so before we jump into testimonies, which is why we do this, we love to hear from each other as family members, even if all of us are just current family, we want to hear from each other. I feel like it's very important that we understand that why this technology. Okay. Well, it's stem cell activation, like I said. So let's talk about what stem cells are. Okay. Stem cells actually make up, sorry, my dogs, stem cells actually make up every organ in your body. Okay. And they actually go dormant. Okay. By the time we're 30, half of our stem cells go dormant. And by the time we're 60, 90% of them are dormant. Okay. So when stem cells go dormant, our body starts breaking down because they're the master building block of the entire body. It's the stem cell's job to naturally repair and naturally renew. And so, perfect example is when our bodies break down. Okay, when our bodies break down, like the older that we get, when we fall, we can't get right back up. When a child falls, they can. Okay. So it's their job to naturally repair, naturally renew. Okay. So they're master building blocks. They have the ability to turn into whatever cell is necessary in the body. That's why stem cells are a hot topic. You can, for thousands of dollars, go get stem cells injected in another country. And if your body accepts them, okay, if they're not perinatal, if they're somebody else's stem cells, if your body accepts them, they have the ability to turn into whatever is necessary for the body to fix. So let's say that you have a knee issue, if you have a back issue and you go and get those injected, the stem cells are going to look, they're heat-seeking missiles, and they're going to look for whatever's broken and damaged, and they have the ability to turn into whatever is necessary for that area to fix. So they're incredible. And we're talking about activating your dormant stem cells, okay? Quickly, the science behind this, David Schmidt is our founder. He's our inventor. He's the one that was actually contracted by the US military over 20 years ago to come up with something that the Navy SEALs could utilize that would keep them awake for 24 to 36 hours straight. He's a brilliant man. He was working on one-man submarines. And so when they contracted him, they already knew he was a brilliant guy. So they said, David, our military's hooked on amphetamines. Okay, we've got a problem. And we think that maybe you might be able to come up with an answer. And he said, I'm an inventor. That's what I do. And so he did. Okay. So what he started studying was the body. And he found that there's actually chemical reactions that the body has in response to light, color, and frequency. Okay, so just like when a baby's born and they're jaundiced, what can we do? We can put them under sunlight, right? Well, it's because the body actually has chemical reactions in response to that light. So we're actually beings of light. There's nothing weird, nothing weird about that. Okay, we actually emit light called biophotons. And so he started studying and he said, okay, if we emit light, let's study the different light frequencies that we emit. And he found, interestingly enough, because remember, this is over 20 years ago, he was on a mission to find what could our Navy SEALs use. Okay. So he was on a mission and he was looking for elevating energy. So he found that there was a Russian scientist that had studied this already, and that the body has a natural chemical response to a red light that stimulates the release of adrenaline. So, David Schmidt, over 20 years ago, he began to reflect frequencies of light back in the body, including a red light, and the body elevated adrenaline. So this is the beginning of LifeWave. So you see Michael Phelps utilizing this technology, David Beckham, Mike Tyson utilizing this technology. Why? Because it was a non-stimulant. Okay, no drugs go into the body. It's just light frequency. Well, David knew that he was on to something brilliant. This is actually called photobiomodulation. Okay, a shining of tissue or a shining of light on tissue, and then the body having a chemical reaction. Okay. So he was like, okay, I'm on to something pretty big here. He had studied stem cells. He knew that stem cells go dormant. And so he said, if I can start studying the different frequencies, what if we could wake up stem cells? And along the way, he found all kinds of different colors of light that the body emits, a purple light, a blue light, a yellow light. And when reflecting, the body would naturally elevate different pieces. Well, he was on a mission. 10 years, $4.5 million. This is why you're on tonight. This is why we do Testimony Tuesdays. I always love to dig into the science on Testimony Tuesdays because so many times it sounds too good to be true. It is not. Okay. This is it. This is why you're on today, the X39. So after 10 years, like I said, $4.5 million, he found a specific frequency of light that when reflected back in the body had a natural chemical reaction to, in response, an elevation of a GHKCU copper peptide. And when that GHKCU copper peptide is elevated, take a look at what the body can do. It's unbelievable. This peptide was found in 1973 by an incredible doctor. And David Schmidt, when he was really digging into this, he said, I do not know how the doctor did not receive the Nobel Peace Prize because of how powerful this peptide is. Okay, peptides are like a really like in thing right now, right? Well, what about the elevation of your own peptides? That's mind-blowing. You're not taking a drug, you're not putting anything inside your body. This is absolutely incredible. Okay. So the benefits are unending: hair, skin, nails, lung protection, anti-fast growing cells. But take a look at the very bottom: activation of stem cells. So no injection necessary. So it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. When we go out in the sun causes our body to do what? Produce vitamin D. Well, we put this technology on and the body elevates the GHKCU copper peptide. Okay, so it's a nanocrystal technology. There's nothing in the technology that is going inside your body. It's just made up of little crystals that are a specific mirror image. No drugs, no chemicals. Okay, so utilizes the body's own light frequency. Non-dermal, non-transferable, does not get in the way of any medications. So absolutely incredible, mind-blowing technology, and it absolutely helps any single person that is desperately in need. Okay, so the benefits are unending. Okay, allowing your body to get placed into an optimum health and wellness position. Okay, if you are someone that likes to exercise, okay, your body begins to fix issues that have been broken in them, or the muscles can heal faster. So we've got a lot. I actually live in Houston, Texas. We've got a lot of professional athletes that utilize this technology. And so, improvement of strength, improvement of stamina, the energy of flow inside the body, it's absolutely unending. So, the older that we get, the harder it is to obtain and maintain muscle, right? Well, the body actually allows you to do that now when you're activating and elevating that GHKCU copper peptide. So, this is the latest research because they're like, okay, what's happening at the cellular level while utilizing this technology? Because there are so many befores and afters with hair, skin, nails, um, different just age related things, right? Where you're like, gosh, where did this come from on my face? Or where did the, well, let me tell you, you utilize this technology for 6 months or longer. What they found after 3 years of research is that the age reversal of the body is actually 8.5 years. Okay. So you're not talking about anti-aging. Okay. You're talking about literal age reversal. Within the first few days, 4,000 genes reset. And you can find the case studies at thisisit.info.com if you're like a deep science person. Within 3 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. So let's talk about that. PTSD, anxiety, depression, special needs children, like our daughter, special needs. When she began to utilize this technology, she was able to process. It took her a few weeks, but she was able to process at a different level. And then within 90 days, the collagen is increased. Okay. So your ability to get up and out of a chair. Okay. And then after 6 months, the overall wellness of your body, but the cardiovascular age of the heart actually reverses. There's a literal age reversal inside your actual body. So my husband began to utilize this. He actually stopped snoring after just the first few days, which was like miracle number one for me. But April 19th of last year, his dad actually came in town to uh, to just spend time with us. And come to find out, because my husband didn't ask why, come to find out it was because he was actually in heart failure and kidney failure. So we began to really lean into this. And I looked at my husband, I said, Rick, everything happens for a reason. I think that's why we love Testimony Tuesdays, because there are so many people that need hope, right? He was hopeless in his heart and in his mind. His legs looked like Folger coffee cans. And, I looked at Rick and I said, why not? He refuses to go to the doctor anymore. He doesn't want to take any medication. Why not? Well, 4.5 months later, we received a video of him dancing in Spain. And that's when, my husband wasn't snoring. There were other things. My husband was very, very low in iron. And so, you would think that that would be enough when my husband, like he no longer had to pay for iron infusions, all these things. My thyroid condition, I no longer was on thyroid medicine because my body started fixing that. So there were a lot of pieces to the puzzle that my husband and I were like floored with. But with my husband's dad, there was just something about it that just made a difference for our lives. So the testimonies have been absolutely life-changing. They've been completely life-changing. And that's why we do these nights, because what we want to do is we want to hear from each other what is happening, what's going on. This is what fuels us to help others. And this, so if you're a guest, welcome. But just understand that the science is very, very real. And, all the testimonies are probably going to just bless the socks off of you. And we're so excited. So I got several text messages today asking, hey, can we speak tonight? So I would love it if you could if you scroll, if you take your little cursor and you go and you click the react button, you can actually raise your hand, and then we can call on you and we can actually share and hear from everybody about what is happening. So, there we go. Damien, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you doing? So
Good.
I've been with
Can you
LifeWave
can you
now
turn on
for.
your video? I'm so sorry. Is there a
Oh,
way to
no,
turn
of
on your
course,
video?
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Oh, here I am. Yeah.
There
Hi
you
there.
are.
Anyways, lovely to meet you all. And I've been with LifeWave now for, I think, well, I want to say it's 6 weeks, so relatively new. I just got one of my friends and colleagues, who's now joined my team already as well. So that just happened yesterday. So I'm working hard to become that uh, I guess 1 star manager, is it, or something like that?
You just
Anyway,
love people and you're good.
yeah. So anyway, long story short, I'm from Wales in the UK. I played rugby years ago for at semi-professional level, which I guess is not bad in these days. And I carried some rugby injuries from years ago that have come back to haunt me later in life. Um, so just real quick, I'll keep it as short as I can because I know there's a lot of people on here, and I'll keep it brief. So my wife and I started the X39 and the Eon, and pretty amazing actually. So for myself, in day one, I was like, is this the placebo or is it me feeling this way? And so the proof is in the pudding. I felt the same way every day since. So day one, I felt this energy. Like when you get those endorphins from the gym, I felt like that for the entire day, like this renewed energy. And I'm normally like lagging energy because I have or had sleep apnea. It's going away. My wife can't believe that I'm hardly snoring anymore. She's getting rest. Fast forward, I also have varicose veins on both of my legs. And with the anti-inflammatory, it's actually the swelling has reduced on both legs. The veins are less pronounced, which is pretty amazing. Also, my blood pressure and blood sugar has started to come down already. And I'm blown away by it, honestly. And I'm excited to share with many people. I'm getting my blood work done in about another month. And so that'll be the proof in the pudding there compared to what I had last year. And so I'm going to, obviously, I'm excited to share this with people. And I know I got to be careful as well of what I share because we can't share too much. We got to be careful. But this stuff,
You're
these
safe
patches
tonight.
are
You're
amazing.
safe tonight. We come on
Yeah.
just to share with each other. I love it.
That's fantastic. So yeah, I'm excited to share with others, and yeah, it's actually being part of LifeWave is easy for us to connect with other people, and it's not like we're having to share like or sell Melaleuca or something else like that or CBD. These patches are amazing, and I'm really blown away. And so I'll leave it at that, and I'll let somebody else speak. But thank you for the opportunity, and it's great to meet you.
Damien, that is so wonderful. We're just so glad that you're on tonight. So my father-in-law, the one that I actually spoke about, he actually played professional rugby in England. That's where he actually lives. So
That's so funny. And I'm from Wales, so
okay.
that's just across the Severn Bridge is England. Yeah,
Yes, yes. So I love it. My husband was actually born in England. So
that's so
love it,
cool.
love it, love it. So, welcome to the family, and we're just so excited that you've joined us. So, who
Thank
else?
you very
I'm
much.
so excited. Who else can share? Because I know I've gotten quite a few text messages. I think Mary Lou was going to share. She had texted that she had something very exciting. You can just push unmute if you can't raise your hand. That is just simply okay. Let's see, where are you? Oh, there we go, Ken. Hi, Ken. Yay, can you turn on your camera? There
Of
we
course I
go.
can. How are you
Woohoo!
doing?
How are you?
Good to see you again and again and again. We just saw you back in Round Rock here in Texas a couple of weeks ago. Good to see you again. And I just really was appreciate all that you do so far, your energy and your support and all that kind of stuff, and your excitement. It really gets everybody else excited. I've been in real estate here in Austin for 30 years and 40 years in the business. I'm 62, so I started taking my health a lot more seriously in the last 3 years, 4 years, and because things start to break down, I guess those stem cells weren't being activated as well as I thought. Um, but the bottom line is that about a year ago, actually about 8, 9 months ago, I I injured my back working out, and I had major back pain. And I remember on Easter we were having a barbecue party here, and I pulled a bag of trash out the wrong way, and I really tweaked it to the point that I almost couldn't get out of bed. It was not getting any better. So, Michelle, my wife, she was totally supporting me. She said, I mean, I went to the chiropractor, I went to the osteo, I went to all this, and she goes, well, why don't you try the patches? I'm like Damien said, what is on the side of the box? Does it say placebo? And I said, well, I don't care. I'm in pain. Go ahead and give it to me. I'll wear it. So I did. And within 2 to 3 days, I mean, obviously I got some instant relief, but I wasn't able to almost to get out of bed literally. And I was walking and ready to go within 3 days. It was almost 80% improved. And then, and I'm like, but in the meantime, what I found, and I'm going to tell you this, we're going to talk really quickly because that's what I am. I'm a speaker, but also talk a lot of information real quick. As things started compounding for me. First thing I noticed besides my pain going was my energy and my focus. And for me, it was like, wow, that's like a side benefit I wasn't expecting, right? And so I'm just trying to get out of my discomfort. And then okay, so then after that, it was like, well, my brain fog started to go away. Had a little bit of that COVID brain fog. I was like, this is like like a week into it, 2 weeks into it. I actually have a sticky here because when I talk to potential brand partners, I can't remember all of them, so I had to do it. So I'm going to run down them really quick. This all happened over at about an 8 month period. And it just like about every 2 weeks, there was something new that was like, it was like worth the price of admission. Every single one of these was worth the price of admission, the $3 a day to put it on your body. Pain, my energy, my brain fog went away. I got clarity. I got more stamina. I could work longer during the day. So I'm in the real estate business. It's a tough real estate market. An extra couple hours of focused work is going to make the difference. And so I'm like, well, what is it worth to me to have an extra couple hours of focused work a day? I mean, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sign me up. I'll give me another one. And then this is a big one. My wife she's the one that confirmed this. Well, not within a couple of weeks, maybe a month, I stopped snoring. I had better sleep, really, all the way through the night. And then I got better. I stopped. There she is. I stopped. She didn't like being on camera. I stopped snoring. Now it's not perfect. There's a little bit of allergies going on in Texas, as there always is this time of year. So now that was worth the price of admission right there. I'm no longer once a week being kicked to the couch. Sometimes twice
Yes,
a week.
that is. It's worth for her.
Oh, we were literally looking at all kinds of solutions, including surgery. Don't need it anymore. Mood enhancement, sense of well-being, a better sense of purpose. This is skin and nails. I didn't even know. I wasn't even looking for the skin and nails thing, but I looked in my mirror one morning, and I'm saying all the wrinkles are starting to go away. I didn't know that. I wasn't really studying it. I wasn't in the business. I was like, oh, what's this? My things are fading, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And then nails, those little white spots and those ridges on your nails you get, gone, gone. I'm like, I'm not sitting here looking at my vanity here. I'm just saying this. Oh, this is a big one. I've been the last 5 years fighting neuropathy, which is a very debilitating, but for me, it didn't get to the point where it's like the really bad kind of neuropathy, but it was a very irritating, like socks underneath the shoe in your foot. It feels like you're walking on soft socks, and like you can't feel it's numbing. I walked across the tile in my bathroom, and for the first time, this was a couple of weeks ago, for the first time, I could feel the coldness of the tile. I'm like, wow. Then this one was just a few weeks ago, took about a couple of weeks. So this has been a 9 month process. I'm telling you, it compounds. Was my blood pressure. My doc was really concerned. I was 170 over this and 165 and then 149, 170. I'm keeping track of it. And then finally, I started getting done with keeping track of it. So I went back to the doctors. First thing they do is take your blood pressure, 120 over 82.
Are
So
you kidding me?
no. Then my vision's getting better. I've heard about Danny, have him take his readers off.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I mean, I still I'm not perfect, but I don't have to use the readers when I'm sitting down to read. That was a couple weeks ago. That was about a couple weeks ago. And then this one I wasn't expecting at all. And I just wrote it down. It's actually new. If you see, I ran out of space on the list. And what it was is I went in, I've never had normal blood work, and it's never been normal. It's always been something's majorly off or minorly off. I took my blood work and I ran it through, and I was like, there's no, there's no issues here. It's perfect. It's like not perfect, but it's everything's within normal. And I'm like, I call my doctor. I sent him over the blood report, and I go, and he's been concerned about me. I go, what does this? How does this look? And he goes, all good. That's how he responded. I'm like, okay. So that's my testimony, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you. I know. I was like, uh-oh, Ken messaged that he's got a testimony. I was like, yes, because I was waiting. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we can't wait to see you next week. So I do want to tap on because earlier someone had talked about the Eon patch. And so quickly before Mary Lou, we would love for you to jump on because I'm like beyond excited about what I heard, Mary Lou. Um, the Eon patch is, remember how I told you kind of that story about how David was looking, right? He was like, okay, all the different colors of frequencies. When I reflect this light, what happens? When I reflect this light, X39 is that patch is Batman. And according to David Schmidt, Eon is Robin. So Eon is the patch earlier that was spoken about. And when you put it on, the body actually lowers the cortisol and the stress levels. And so the X39 does, I mean, it wakes up this, your body wakes up the stem cells utilizing it, absolutely. But you want to remember that the other technologies are incredible. And when he spoke about the Eon patch, I wanted to tap on what that is. So that would be awesome. Okay, next, Mary Lou, I see you. Let me go ahead and ask you to unmute. Oh, unmute it. There you go.
I finally found the larger unmute button, and so I really got it figured out. Yay. This really isn't about me tonight. It's about my friend. He's in his 60s, and he has blood sugar issues, which makes this even more a dire situation when he developed blood clots. And that was like 3-4 months ago. It's incredibly uncomfortable. And he was in the hospital for a week, and then he came home, and we finally got him on the X39 just a little over 2 months ago. So last week he went in and had another venous study. And the previous one before that said, well, there was a partial growing of his own blood around the clot. So it was going around the clot somewhat, but frequently many of them get that far and then they stop, and you don't have the circulation, which is really important when your blood sugars start trying to go up. He was incredibly uncomfortable, very difficult, actually in danger of falling when he tried to walk because he was in so much discomfort. And so this was a very serious thing for him. He went back last week and had another venous study, and there at the hospital, the personnel were amazed. They said that they're not totally sure, but it looks like he has a complete circulatory flow around that blood clot. But the thing that was amazing them was that the venous veins started growing from the bottom up to make that circulatory system.
Wow.
So 2 weeks, with 2 months on the X39, he is now much more comfortable, has all but normal circulation, if not normal circulation to his leg. And this is a wonderful thing for him. I just praise the Lord that he was able to have this happen. and I'm so excited to have them on our team. Thank you
I
so much.
love it. I love it. That is just incredible. Well, thank you so much, Mary Lou, for just sharing. I just love whenever you come on, everybody goes, Mary Lou's coming on. Because you always have like you've got a testimony, your people have testimonies. So we just love it. We love hearing from you. So
I love seeing what God can do. He's so cool.
it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Okay. Well, so do we have Angelica or Arsenio on? If not, Veronica, we'd love for you to share. If you can turn on your camera, that would be incredible. There you are.
There I am. Sorry, I just got home. So I
You're
hopped on like
fine.
15 minutes late. Came home, my kids are sick, or my husband's sick, everybody's sick. Um, anyhow, I am going to share my husband's because it affects me. My husband, okay, so first of all, we started on October 26th, so it hasn't even been 3 months. We're almost there. But he broke his back 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago. And then in June, he was in a motorcycle accident and broke quite a few things, punctured lung, whole bunch of stuff. So between the back broken back and the motorcycle accident, he hasn't worked a whole lot. We went from working maybe 20 hours a week and not being able to lift a box. So I was doing all of this. I had to do all the lifting around here and work. So he is now working 40 plus hours a week, and he is doing side jobs on the weekends, working on cars. He installed a stove like 3-4 weeks ago, all by
Oh my
himself. I
gosh.
didn't even have to go with him. So he is what's happening to him is just amazing. There he comes. He's not feeling well. Say hi. Oh, it's Testimony Tuesday.
How are you? We're glad that your back's feeling better.
Yeah, he's been in bed all day. So anyhow, this has just been less than 3 months, and it's his testimony, but it's mine too, because I have worked so much to support us, and I get to retire in August of 2020. Well, that was the goal, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to because, we would need extra income to be able to do that. And this is what I'm going to be doing now. We did it just to use it, but now we're sharing, and I'm just getting started. So it's all new, but I have my own stuff that's happened to me. I have this whole left side is I had a cyst. I had surgery here. I had a broken elbow, and I've had a 30, 40-year-old injury in this shoulder. So my whole left side tingling, numbness. Week one, I ran out of my medication. It took me a week to go get it just because of work. So by the time I went to get it, I had already been off of it for a week and I was doing well. So no more, discomfort. So I decided, well, if I've already gone a week, I'm going to keep going. I have not taken any of the medications that I was on for any of the stuff that was going on with me. So that's just a little bit. Oh, and I got to share this. My concentration is off the work is like I've been 2 days. The last 2 days I have been sitting waiting for stuff to come in because I am so caught up. I've been there 24 years. That has never been the case. So I'm getting like 26 cases a week and I have no work to do like the last 2 days. So there's a lot. I can't wait for these to go away. These are my readers. I buy a bunch because I lose them. Yes, I'm excited.
It's
But
coming.
that's all for now.
I love it. Well, so that was just so good. So what I would say for that too is what you guys want to remember is that it's a dimmer switch, right? So it's basically a dimmer switch. The longer that you utilize this technology, the more things occur. Okay, so it's just absolutely mind-blowing what ends up happening. And if there's anybody else that wants to share, please unmute. We would love for you to unmute yourself. But just know that utilizing this technology will work on you, will work on your loved one, and on your animals. Everybody makes fun of me because I love animals. We have 5 dogs. Never we're gonna have kids, never we're gonna have dogs. We got 4 kids, 5 dogs. But the technology works. And so you can place it on an animal. There's actually also a technology called AccuLife, and that actually helps the animal's body take down inflammation almost instantaneously to the point that you can actually look at a video called Horses Don't Lie on YouTube. It's amazing to see what happens. So if you have any other testimonies, you can absolutely unmute yourself. We want to hear from you. But this is how you're going to utilize this technology, okay? 12 hours on, 12 hours off, okay? Take it off, put it on your dog, throw it away, put a new patch on the next day. Okay, so that is how you utilize this technology. Okay, so you can, the minute that it is placed on your body, your heat, your light activates the body. Okay, so, or your body activates the patch, I should say. So your patch is reflecting that light. The body is activating and elevating that GHKCU copper peptide, and then things start happening. So the longer that you utilize it, the more things you see. 70% of people see something amazing between 5 minutes and 5 days. 97% of people see something unbelievable within 90 days. Okay, so truly just give it the time that it deserves. At least 1 month per decade that you are alive. Okay. So if you're 70, you want to give it 7 or 8 months. Okay. And the reason why I love to say that is really truly like I think about my grandmother. Okay. She's 91. She's been utilizing this technology now for over 9 months. It took me time to start seeing some changes in her memory. Okay. She started seeing other things, but she's waiting for other things to still happen. Okay. So it's happening. It's just that it's that dimmer switch that's coming on. And this technology is truly the future of household names. So just know that LifeWave is this company, they are so focused. We are so focused on life change, so focused on life change that really this will be a household name. Just understand that. So this technology is not in question. Okay. There's actually a documentary that's coming out about our company and about our technology in the next 6 to 9 months. And my husband and I were able to see this documentary. It's incredible how this technology works. And so, just know that you can only utilize this technology. You can only wear it and utilize it if it comes from the person that invited you. Okay. Truly, you don't want to get it anywhere else because LifeWave makes it a specific way and they ship it a specific way. So it's completely taken care of. Okay. So you can be a retail customer. If you say, you know what, I really need this, you can be a retail, but we always tell everybody be a preferred customer. Okay. If you say, you know what, I want to just wear this technology. I need hope. There was something that blessed my heart tonight or for my family, that you can become a preferred customer at $99. Or if I always tell everybody, look, you want to wear this technology at least 1 month per decade. And also you want to get the most out of your money. And so what I always tell everybody is do a core, advanced plus, or a premium. You can do just the preferred customer, but you actually get 3 sleeves, which is 1 month's worth in each of these little envelopes. Okay. And you can mix and match all kinds of different patches in each of these different packages. So like my husband and I, we said, you know what, there are so many people in our family. We're 6 of us and we have a lot of athletes. And so for us, it was like, you know what, we need to we really need to really patch everyone. And so we chose to go with the largest package. Okay. That's just what we chose to do. So just know that that option is there, or you can just be a preferred customer. But no matter what it is, just put the patch on. If there's somebody in your family that you're like, man, this person really needs it, do not hold back their blessing. I'm just telling you. We had both of my grandmothers were diagnosed with dementia, both of them. And one parent decided not to patch my grandmother, and the other parent decided to patch the other grandmother. And that grandmother and I were able to just spend so much time with each other in Albuquerque, New Mexico this last week. And it was such an incredible blessing. I would like just one last person to close us out. If you want to unmute yourself, sir, I see you. Mr. Nowak, where are you at?
I'm right
Oh, there he is.
here. How are you doing?
Good. Share with us what I bet you there's a lot of people that haven't heard your testimony. Share with us quickly before we close out. What is
Okay.
happening for you?
Well, we've been so blessed. We started this in October 15th this past year. And we started because my wife was near death. And dear lady named Jana, her nurse, her nurse, hospice nurse, suggested that we consider this, and we started. And on the 15th, we started at 8 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock, I was feeding my dear wife, and her eyes popped open, and she smiled at me, and she even started verbalizing some, and it was just awesome. And since then, we've seen miracle after miracle as we have opportunity to talk, to love each other again, and talk to each other, and go to church together, go to family gatherings. We just had a big tamale dinner this last Saturday. She was there, and it's just been awesome. Going to the community events like at Christmas, went out to see the different lights, and she'd make comments about some of them, and it's just been just tremendous. And for me, I started at the same time because had issues of balance, of using a walker and so forth. And now I use a cane, or sometimes I don't use anything at the house. I just don't walk around comfortably. And it's been so awesome. We sleep well, very, very well. Just have the best night's rest ever, and have energy. I have energy. My daughter is always amazed at that because I take care of the kitchen. I do the breakfast in the morning and keep the dishes washed and that type of thing. And so it's just been an awesome adventure. I just praise God for equipping David Schmidt with his gifts and his sharing them with us in the world. And it's always such a blessing to hear other people having their experiences. And we get to invite other people to join the party. And some are joining it. I'm thankful about that, and our family and other friends. And some are still doubting, or don't want to, hands off. Well, it's okay. Just whatever God leads people to do, when they use this technology, they'll know that there's blessings there beyond measure.
I love it.
We just praise God for his love and mercy and his healing, and give him all the glory.
Well, you always end on such a positive note. Giving people hope is just such an absolute blessing to hear that you're still just being blessed. And so I'm just so excited for you. This is, guys, there are so many people that desperately need this. This is why we do Testimony Tuesdays, because people need hope, right? And so, if you're new, just know that we cannot wait for you to share your testimony next week.
You know
We
something?
cannot wait.
I have something else.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned hope. I have an acronym for hope. Like to hear it?
Yes.
H is for helping. O is for others, helping others. P is prepare. And E is eternally.
Love
Pointing
it.
them to Jesus, pointing people to Jesus. That gives people hope.
I love it. I love it. Being the light of the world, y'all. I love it. I just love it. Well, you always just end us on such a positive note. Guys, this is what tonight is about, for us to just give hope to others. I love that acronym. And so that you all know that, you know what, we were placed here to be a light in a dark place, and this gives us a vehicle for us to be used in a powerful way. So with that, just know that we just cannot wait to hear your testimony. And I was like, somebody said, you said never put it on your kids. I'm so sorry if I said that. I always put it on my kids. We were supposed to have a before and after picture, but my son has not taken a picture yet for me. But he actually broke his collarbone exactly a month ago today. God bless America. And he received the biggest blessing by being able to start, after his surgery, he was able to start driving 3 days after. So, guys, pat your dog, patch the loved ones that you have. This technology works on everybody, on everything, every single time. I pray that all of you guys had the best night and that you guys are filled with hope. And if you're new, we cannot wait to hear your testimony. Welcome to the family and welcome to a group of people that just want to be a light. Take care and God bless all of you.